The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey, good morning, folks. I'm here a little bit early. I saw there were quite a few people here, so I opened up, get started a couple of minutes early. Um, Anybody been trading like discretionarily this morning yet? I'm just curious what you've seen in the markets, what's going on in the markets this morning, if anybody has anything to say. Good morning, Dave. Good morning, Chantal. A little choppy this morning, Dave. I have not been a discretionary trader in years. That's the truth. I've been a news trader for forever. It's my preferred way of trading. I like it the best. But I think if you're going to trade the opens and trade discretionarily, you have to pay attention to what the markets are doing, of course. So a 30-minute chart of the NQ, if you look at the beginning of the night at midnight, I'd say the NQ has been bearish with a slight recovery, what about a 40% recovery it looks like. Yesterday was pretty bearish, so I'd say right now the market is bearish on the NQ. Sites are saying watch gold today. Why? Good question. I have not been hearing anything in particular about gold through the grapevine or anything. My grapevine is so important, so much better than your grapevine. Looking at my squawk, the Mexican jobless rate is down a tiny bit. Red book, slightly negative. Not going to talk about anything the president says. The whole EU and Brexit thing, it almost seems like they don't want to do it now. You get that feeling? Brian, you're over there. Do you think Britain is sorry that they did this whole Brexit thing? I mean, that's the feeling I have. Oh, Brian disappeared. Patrick, you're overseas too. I wonder if you have any feelings about that. I just get the feeling that Great Britain does not want to leave the EU. Oh, Brian, I see you're there. I was just wondering, what do you think? The hardline conservatives want it. I think the people are sorry they voted for it. That's the gut feeling that I have. So anyway, I wanted to do another test. I said I was going to test the NQ for one more week on the opens. The frustrating part of that is after that week, it could be great, and then the open could stop working on the NQ. So that's the trade-off that you make when you test. Markets change. I don't have to tell you that. Did anybody look at oil this morning? I'm feeling very frustrated by crude. I like trading it. So look, this morning, it might have pulled you in short before it had a nice long. Let's see, '06. It had a 5 tick. Let's see what time that candle opened. There's my data box. Now you really need the 1 second chart. Patrick, what do you mean? That everyone will leave? Why does everyone want to leave? What's the problem? James makes a good point. Brexit not about economics, it's about immigration. That's a good point, James. So the candle I want to look at is the 9 o'clock. This candle here. Let's say we started trading there. It opened at 06. Ah, went down 4 ticks. You know, based on these zones, probably would have waited, wouldn't have gotten into that trade. It's a tough call. It's a tough call. That might have, I mean, the smart trade was the long side, but you might have gotten in short there and got stopped out on oil. It just went enough ticks to fake you out. It's possible. It's a tough call. If you traded at 9 o'clock, I think we're better off waiting at least a minute or 5 before we trade oil. If you trade it at 9:05, you'll have a winning trade there. So that's the word from people that I'm hearing. Try trading oil at 9:05 instead of 9. It works better. So going to definitely take a look at that because 9 hasn't worked in a long while. It's been very up and down. So I wanted to test the open on the NQ. Someone also said, hey, do the NQ 5 minutes after the open. And, you know, there could be 2 trades there. Could be 9:30 and 9:35. So I want a 210 tick, not a 1 minute. Yesterday was a great open. Friday was a great open. So my opening setup that I use for testing on the NQ, I'm going to try one thing differently today. I'm not going to trail. Let me think. Maybe I'm going to trail further away. I don't want to get stopped out if there's a great move. I'm still going to do 3 positions. My first target, let me look. What I've been using as targets. That's what I thought. 8. That's what I was thinking. So my target's going to be 8. And then if I trail, my second target has to be 0. And I think I'll trail on. In other words, I don't want it to move. I think I'll leave it on. I'll keep an eye on the stop. That's how I'm going to do it. That's how I'm going to do it. You can also create a move of the stop if your target is hit. Okay? If your first target's hit and you want to move your stop to break even, you can do that. All right? But this is a pretty simple setup. It's not that complicated. I like that we're in the zone. That's how I like to do it. And we have 10 minutes. Okay? Oh, the EU dictated the rules on immigration to all its members? I did not know that. Okay. I'm guessing they were very open about immigration. They let pretty much We're not strict about it. I mean, immigration has become such a sore point with everybody. The days of the United States being a place where people can come is over, as long as the current administration's in office, anyway. America is not the place where immigrants are welcome anymore. And that's not me talking, that's the administration policy. It's not a simple situation. You know, with all the terrorism out there, you can see both sides of the argument. I mean, the terrorists are terrible. They're terrible. Yet, you know, freedom is freedom. James makes a point. Legal immigrants are welcome. I think that in this day and age, you have to vet people and make sure that they're not criminals. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But the days of easy immigration are over probably forever. This is a difficult, terrible world sometimes. Not always, sometimes. I still love life. I mean, I enjoy doing this. I enjoy helping people. I love life. There's just a lot of people that are mean. Way more than there used to be. Although maybe not. Maybe there's just more people. Who knows? Difficult issues. I mean, there's no way around it. There are very difficult issues facing us. So the setup again on the open test. So if you get a chance, register for the Trader Talk webinar for me. It helps me out if you register. Wink, wink, nod, nod. You don't have to come, but it helps me if you register. I've explained how this business works. I've explained why you get so many annoying webinar emails. It's the way this business gets people to try to market to. It's not saying it's good or bad. It is what it is. But that's why you get so many emails. And this is a difficult business. How do we reach young people to get more young people to trade? That's the big problem. Dave, you might not have gotten the registration. How about if I give it to you right now? Let me see if I can find it. I think I can. If you register, it does help me. That's the truth. Oh, where the heck is it? I know where it is. All right, give me a second. And there's a couple of interesting people talking. You never know. Somebody might have something interesting to say. For real. But this business is a dirty business, isn't it? Anytime you're in any business where money is involved, it can be a dirty business. People will do things that they shouldn't do. I can't believe I can't find the registration link. It's because it's in my stupid email. That's why. Let me find it. It's in my email. That's why. But anytime you're involved in a business where you have the potential to help people with their money, there's always people out there that are trying to take people's money. Isn't that always the case? It is. I mean, I'm in a situation all the time where I have sensitive data from people because they trust us. And we have a tremendous obligation to be trustworthy. And then on the other side of the coin, I show my account. Here it is, Dave. Here's the registration if you want to register for my webinar. I mean, we show our account. We trust all of you not to try and go steal our money, you know? So at about 9:29, I'm going to put my order on, 9:29:30 probably. 2 contracts for 8 ticks, 1 contract trailing. That's my trade, 12 tick stop. 1 click range trade. Okay. To enter the trade, I double click the button like that, and I'm going to move my orders up above the zone. Okay. Above and below the zone. I'm trying to get my boss to make an extra entry for the 1 click using the range like we always do and using these zones. See, this indicator didn't exist when we invented the software, when we wrote the strategy. Things change. That's part of life. Thanks, Dave. In other words, markets change, strategies change. So that's why I'd like to add one more entry type to the 1 click range trade. You get an error out of that, Stephen? Maybe try it later. There's nothing I can do about it. That's the only. If you check your email, Stephen, yesterday's email, it's in the member email. I sent a member email. There should be a different way to get there. And you'll get flooded with emails anyway. Greg says it worked for him, Stephen. Try it with a different browser. Let's check our time real quick. NQ's a little bit bearish this morning. Time.is, my time is good. But I think I'll still take the long side because it could absolutely be a magnet trade, create a new high like yesterday and go through it. It's absolutely possible. Okay? And just because it doesn't work today, Malwarebytes might be blocking it, Stephen, right? If this doesn't work today, it doesn't mean I'm not going to do it because it's been working really nicely. I can't remember the last time I've been stopped actually on it, to tell you the truth. I like Malwarebytes. I like that program. It's a good product. Pretty tight zone, huh? Very tight zone. So next week really starts our good trades. There's a couple of good trades this week. But next week we start getting into the real good stuff. Non-farm is coming up. That's about where I'd put these orders. Okay. Right above the zone. I would even be a little closer to that guy. Should be a little closer to this guy. Let's see if it, I don't want to get in early. We're not early. Now let's see if it goes which way. Now, why did I lose money on that? Anybody want to guess why? I'll tell you why. I'm going to put it on again. Let's see if it runs through again. I lost money because I didn't move my stop. I let it. I wanted to see if it would trail. See, my stop is still too far. It didn't. Now it hit my target. Now I can't lose money. Okay. So I made 60 on that one. What, I was down 85, I made 70 on that one. But on the first one, it looks like it wants to go up. Okay. This market wants to head up. You know what? If it does, I want to see a test of the new high. I mean, I want to do this. I don't want to just jump into it randomly, but I'm a little bit too far away. I think it wants to go up and test that high, take a risk. I want to stop a little bit further away, even though it's trailing. Okay, finally. Go up, hit my target, will you? Hit my target, will you? It won't hit that target. I don't want to get stopped out and lose money. No matter what happens, I'm going to make something here. All right, I got one target left. There we go. One position left, I meant. Let's go. Let's go. That new high is such a magnet. It's such an incredible magnet. Now it's just trailing. I've got no target. So I need a target. I've got to stop. I don't have to worry about that, right? Okay, so we pulled it off. Now that's recorded. I would be done for the open, okay? I would be done.